welcome to Make Kind Loud, conversations that turn up the volume. This week we are talking to Brookielynn Calloway. Hello, Brookielynn. How are you?
I'm amazing. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, you are welcome. Thank you for saying yes.
Mm-hmm. Always come from a place of yes, unless you're exhausted.
I love that. I love that. I'm going to read your bio, and then we're going to jump right in.
All right.
All right. So Brookielynn is the owner of Brookielynn's Bungalow. And in a nutshell, she's a Christian, a wife and a mother of three, a Guinness World Record holder. She has a passion for teaching. She's a lover of all things bright, chippy, and vintage, founder of Bungalow U, creator of the #1 craft subscription box, the Bungalow Craft Crate, and host of Frisco's creative space for creative people, Brookielynn's Bungalow. So welcome to the show.
Wow. Seems like I do a lot of stuff.
You do, and it's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cool. So tell us about yourself.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're perfect. I love the background. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
So tell me about yourself.
Wow. So I don't even know where to start, but I think my favorite place to start is just basically where I came from. I was a school teacher for 11 years in a couple of districts, bounced around a little bit, ended up in Frisco ISD. I resigned in 2013 from teaching. I just got really burnt out, tired of making no money, raising other people's kids and teaching a curriculum step by step. That's not really my thing. I don't have an executive mindset. I'm more judicial. I like to take, this would actually work better because I compared them. I like some leeway, and there is no leeway in public education. And there's also no incentive to perform. And so I worked really hard. I didn't know any other way. And I decided in 2013 that I was going to go out on my own. I was going to figure it out. I talked this morning on a live stream, and I'm a firm believer in start with what you have, because what you have is plenty. You don't have to be perfect to have what you want, to do what you want, to get what you want, to be what you want. And I took a sign from my garage that was the sign on my treehouse in 1984. And it said Brookielynn's Bungalow, and I didn't have money to make a sign. I didn't know how to make a logo. I didn't know how to come up with a business name, but I know everybody else's names they were all fancy and like Oasis accents or something. I was like, okay. So I went with that, and it's just stuck. And, I started with what I had. And now with a lot of hard work and resourcefulness, not necessarily resources, I've built my business. And I feel like it's my passion to teach other people and inspire and encourage and mentor other people who are thinking about or trying to do the same.
I love that. And I love what you're saying about you start where you are. Right? And we are born with all the gifts that we need. And it's just a matter of whether we are going to tap into those or not.
Right. Amen to that. It's there was another interview that I had done earlier in April, and it was about becoming who God made you to be. And sometimes we are in a job that just doesn't feel like this is what, life is all about. This is more. And when you have that feeling that there's more, it's because I believe you're not using the talents that God gave you in the way that he meant you to use them. And your voice is bigger, your reach is larger, and your capacity is much deeper than what you think it is. And I think when people are wanting more, it's because they're capable of more, and they're not pushing themselves because of #fear and a lack of faith. And so I really help people become confident and more faithful in not only God, but in themselves, because God made them and they have the goods to make it happen.
Right. Oh, I love that. So 2013, you were like, I've had enough. You know what? I don't, this is not for me. This little box that you're trying to put me in, it's not for me. And then you just set sail. And,
yes, I did.
Yeah, there's a quote that says, "What leap and the net will appear."
Yes, yes. It just all of a sudden was there. I'm like, holy crap, where'd that come from? Yeah, it was the most, it was the scariest and most liberating thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
And even though I work 1 bazillion times harder than I did back then. I worked really hard back then.
Yeah.
But it felt harder because I was doing other people's work. I was not doing what I was being called to do.
Right.
And guided and led to be. And so now I wake up every morning excited, like, what am I going to do next? Oh my gosh, I need to send that email. Oh, I should talk to that lady. Or, oh my gosh, I need to paint that.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I got to Facebook this. It's just, I can't even get it out. It's so exciting. It's exciting. Every day is exciting. The past 7 years of my life has been the best ever. And all my dreams are coming true. And it's all because I stopped trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. I was a square peg. Teaching was the round hole. I was meant for a square hole. Now I found my square hole, and I'm in it.
I love it. So tell us about Brookielynn's Bungalow. What is that? What? Tell me. I want to know everything.
Okay. So that's really exciting. When I first started, I was refinishing furniture and cabinets, and there's only so much elbow grease in that little elbow. And I was like, oh, screw this. I cannot do this for the rest of my life. I'm exhausted and I'm covered in paint.
Right.
So then I started teaching other people to do their own cabinets and their own furniture. And coming from a teaching background, that felt normal. You create a syllabus, you teach them stuff, they learn, and they go home. But I that's where I really cut my teeth on social media marketing, because I would have to market to a whole new group of people. It wasn't like those were repeat customers. So I really got good at finding new people. And I thought, this is working hard, not smart. So I attended some sip and doodle and painting with a twist classes and realized that the key difference between that, there was two. People were coming back over and over again. Nobody attended that class hoping to be freaking Picasso the next day. They went there to drink wine and hang out and have an experience with their friends.
Right.
And a great guy named Brian Murphy, he was a marketing genius for Bacardi and the Dallas Cowboys. He came up with something called Edutainment. And I realized then that I needed to create something that was educational and entertaining so that people would come back. So I sketched out with a piece of paper. I'm not an artist. I can't draw a stick figure. I drew little flags, little coattail, wooden square flags with little coattails. And I went to a craft show with my mom, and I found a guy who cut wood, and I said, can you make this? He made me a bunting banner, this kit, just flags. And I used my faux finishing skills with my chalk paint to create a banner that said freedom. And we're actually in the month that I started 6 years ago. And that freedom banner sold out 3 workshops, and paint retailers across the country started reaching out saying, hey, I've been Facebook stalking you, and I love those kits you're using. I'm in Maine, so I'm not your competitor, but could you reveal to me where you're getting your kits, because I can't find them? And I was like, no, I'm not going to tell my secrets to you. That's what I thought. It was my first instinct, whoa, hold up, put up the wall.
Exactly.
But the person inside me that wanted more and wanted to replace my teaching salary, because I was in my first year here. I thought, well, wait a minute, hold on. If I make this kit and I sell it to her and I make a YouTube tutorial, then she can use my kit there, and then somebody else will want to use it, and I can just have retailers all over the country. So my one workshop turned into, I had to make kits that I could then teach in my hometown, take pictures of, market to chalk paint retailers that were also experiencing the same difficulties marketing to people, because it was a one and done workshop. So from that, I started mentoring and helping people. They would buy my kits and they said, nobody came to my workshop. And I was like, well, where did you post it? And they said, well, I talked about it once on Facebook. I'm like, okay, well, so I would help them. And then I got really good at packaging my process. and all of that. And that's where I am today. It's become Brookielynn's Bungalows. First of all, I'm brick and mortar now. I have an actual Brookielynn's Bungalow,
That's
$100
awesome.
house where I teach my workshops. I take all those marketing pictures, but I also now rent that out to other artisans in the community. So I kind of find myself being more of a resource that I didn't have to the me's of the world that are just starting out where I
Right.
was 6 years ago. So
Yeah.
I've got the venue for you. I've got the marketing, help and support. I've got the kits if you want to teach a workshop. I've got the know-how on the syllabus and what works and what doesn't. And I just have found that I'm still in that teaching role, still teaching, but now I get to mentor and encourage women like me that are like me, comparing themselves to me, and oh, well, you're so far along, don't compare yourself. You're beginning to someone else's middle. You have no idea what they went through. So that's Brookielynn's Bungalow. It's morphed, but it's all kinds of great, crafty, creative things. I still make all those, but my heart and soul is in mentoring other artisans and small businesses and medium and large, whoever I can inspire and encourage and help. And anything I say, if it helps you, then I have made myself happy for the day.
Aw, that's sweet. So literally you want to see people succeed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we all can win.
Yes. If they don't succeed, then I'm not winning.
Yeah.
That doesn't make me happy.
I love it. Like at the very beginning, you were like, no, I'm not going to share anything with you. And then now you're like, you know what? We all can win.
Yes. When someone comes to you, that is a great bit of advice right there that I don't think I've given anyone. Don't go with your first instinct on what to say. Ruminate on it. Think about it. Mull over it. Go to sleep. Wake up the next day. Take some time. And that's really good for when you're mad, when you're frustrated with someone.
Sure.
We talked about that at lunch. Take a break. Remember where your morals are. I'm Cajun, so don't think that this is easy for me. I am a hothead. I am super sweet, but man, I can get mad, real mad. So I am a good person for you to say, if that girl can do it, I can do it. Just think about how you can make it work for everyone. Everyone can win.
Yeah, I love that. You're like, I'm super sweet, but I have a hot head.
I do. I know that. I'm sorry.
No, and I think we all have that, right?
Experienced it.
We all have that switch we can flip and be not the sweet person that we are born to be. But I love that you acknowledge that, and you're like, let's take a break. Let's take a minute. Let me ruminate. Let me think about this before I respond.
Yeah, and I want a T-shirt. Somebody has to go make me this because I can't make T-shirts. I want a T-shirt that says, I feel a hissy coming on. I feel it. I feel a hissy coming on. I got to go take a walk. If I'm walking, it's because something didn't go my way or something happened. Some lines got crossed.
I love that. That's hilarious. So you're a Guinness World Record holder. What is it? Tell me what it is.
Okay. So I'm reading a book right now. So I got to start there. And it is called The 4 Disciplines of Execution. Disciplines of Execution. Sean Covey, Steve Covey, one of the two, whatever. One of 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. He wrote a book. One of them is the first discipline that I can't get through the chapter because I focus. And it's a hard one because it talks about hedging your bets and doing so much in business that a lot of ambitious, creative people tend to just throw a lot of spaghetti, which I say I do all the time, and then something sticks. That way, people can't say, oh, well, you didn't work very hard. That's why that failed. You can say, oh, no, I was working on 40 things, and at least 3 things did, And I was like, oh, my gosh, that's me. That's what I do, and I didn't know it. But there was this one time called the Guinness World Record where I didn't hedge my bets, where I got out of the shower, I dried my hair, I put clothes on, I went downstairs, I Googled some stuff, and I started. And 4 months later, I came out a Guinness World Record holder.
Wow.
It was the hardest thing I ever did. I decided that, how am I going to put myself on the map? How do I differentiate myself from all these other moms that are painting furniture in their garage, or selling paint or furniture, or doing cabinets, or teaching workshops, or having a little booth at the antique mall, whatever. How does Brookielynn stand out from that crowd? And I was like, well, Guinness World Record, duh. So I did that. And so I get online and I was like, there's no world record for the world's largest workshop. Cool. I'm going to set that, right? I thought I was just going to set a world record.
Right.
Well, when you submit your little thing to the world record people, they email you back, usually right at 2 weeks. It says up to 2 weeks, and they do it right at the last second.
Yeah.
Unless you pay money. And then you get a response like in 4 minutes. So 2 weeks later, they said, oh, well, there's actually a record for that. It's currently 2,342 people, something like that. It was in the thousands. I was like, oh, well, there goes that dream.
Right.
But I was like, but wait a minute. What about this kind of workshop? What I found out was Guinness has 47,000 records that have been set or broken. And the server can only hold 15,000. And if you pay a certain amount of money to keep your record online, then they will keep it as one of the 15,000. So they are getting money for those world records, for those 15,000 records that are paying to be searchable.
Got it.
And so the record that I set out to break was furniture restoration lesson single venue. That was what it was called. I called it the world's largest furniture refinishing workshop. And I had t-shirts made and balloons. I had to buy plastic wrap for an entire city block. I had to get videographers, and with the local high school, I was like, hey, they need to learn something. This would be great for them as a project.
Yeah.
Partnered with that teacher, went to several city meetings with the city of Salina. I plastic wrapped the streets. I had 24 volunteers. And also with Guinness, if you pay $4,500 or something like that, Guinness will come out and they will officiate so that you don't have to have all the video and all of that. But I had to have 6 videos set up for the entire 1 hour duration. And there was all these regulations and paperwork and affidavits and all these things. It was very, very hard. It took me about 7 months after it was over just to apply.
Wow.
And say, here, I did it. But at the end of the day, the Guinness World Record and focusing was the single best thing I ever did for my business, for my psyche, for my soul, for the community, for my people that follow me.
Yeah.
It was something that we banded together and created a very real sense of community. And to this day, I'll go to the grocery store and it's a hard one. I'll have ladies come up to me and say, are you Brookielynn's Bungalow?
Aww.
I'm like, yes. And they're like, oh, I broke a Guinness World Record with you. And they were so excited.
That is awesome.
The drone flyover, and we're all holding up our chairs and we're screaming and we're crying. And I had to blow the whistle because you had to have a hard stop. You had to have a sound that signified that that it was over.
Yeah.
And after sleepless nights, videos, so much marketing, constantly on the computer, I did interviews, Channel 8 News, D Magazine. I got myself around as much as I've ever. I don't even know how to explain it. But when it came time to blow that whistle, my nose hairs were burning because I was holding back so many tears, and I hadn't slept in 3 days.
Oh.
And I looked around and I couldn't believe that I was about to blow the whistle and I had done it. And nobody was prodding me. Nobody was riding my tail saying, get this done. The star test is coming. No one was saying, you got to make this amount of money. I had an idea in the shower. And about 4 months later, I was blowing a whistle because I had done it. And 322 people took my workshop. And I bought over 400 wooden vintage chairs over the course of 2 months, and I found places to stuff them. Every neighbor I had chairs in their backyard, and I got horse trailers that morning at 4 a.m. and we loaded a horse trailer and we drove it out there and we undid it. It was the best thing. I'm sorry I'm talking so long, but
no, that's beautiful.
I don't recommend not paying because Guinness, it's a money-making situation. It would be easier if you had the $4,500 to pay it. That's all I'm going to say. But it was, show me what you're working with. And yeah. I did it to myself, and I've never been prouder ever in my whole life.
But you did it, and that is awesome.
Yes.
And it was, and it was about, following through. And going for it, because you could have easily said, once you found out all the requirements, you could have just been like, okay, never mind.
Yeah. But, once that first person signed up for that workshop, once that first person registered, it was on. I was like, okay. Have y'all ever seen that video of that crazy man dancing in a field? And then everybody's just standing around watching him. And after about 4 or 5 minutes, a lady gets out there and starts dancing with him. And before you know it, the entire crowd is crazy dancing with him. The entire crowd, like the guy is no longer the center. He's got 150 people around him doing his crazy dance. That is what it was like. I had one person jump on board and I was like, okay, so now I'm committed, right? I'm crazy dancing. And then another, and then another. And then the day that I had the 250th person register, because 250 was the record.
Right.
I had to get more than 250. I knew that we were close, but I knew that a bunch of people weren't going to show up. So I was like, I got to keep that. Right when you're exhausted and you're like, I can't say the words, but you're just like, no, I don't have any left to give. That's when you got to give even more. And so I got another 100 people registered after that point, and 322
wow.
showed up.
That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. I love that. I love that.
October 1st, 2016.
Wow, I'm gonna look that up. That is beautiful.
That is I don't pay Guinness to have me online. So just so you know, when you go look me up, and anyone and says like, well, there's not a record for that. There is. Call them. They have to tell you if you call them.
That is funny. So you have the #1 craft. What is it?
Yes. Okay, so I started making those workshop kits way back in 2013. And I started teaching the workshops, and then I was selling them to paint retailers all over the country. But I had a bunch of followers at that point that were, this is about 2016. Sorry, this was the end of 2016. That I had followers, mainly from Guinness, that were like, hey, but I couldn't come to Guinness. I can't come to your workshops. You're always posting these cute workshops. Can you send me a kit? So I started putting them on Etsy. Then they're like, oh, but I need you to teach me how to do it. And so long story short, I was like, you know what? I can't scale this. Oh, let me talk to this woman and do this. I couldn't do it. So every month I create an exclusive workshop kit, wooden project. Super cute. It's a banner or a sign or something, a door hanger, whatever. And it's seasonal. It's proprietary to me. I design it. And it comes with everything other than hot glue, Mod Podge, and a brush. Like if you need those 3 things, I'll tell you. You need a paper plate or something like that. But it comes with everything. And we have a live online workshop once a month. Today, my best friend is here. She volunteered to help me get my craft crates out. They have to be out by the 4th, which is tomorrow. Yeah. So I'm shipping those crates out in the morning. We're packing them, and they go now. I am in 17 states.
Wow.
And I say friends that subscribe together, craft together. So I have a lot of women who subscribe as like 4 packs of friends. And they're like, oh, me and 4 of the girls at my church, we all subscribe together. And they rotate houses. And that on the instruction sheet in the craft crate, I tell you what day the workshop will be, and you can always watch the replay. You don't have to do it on that time. And women will get together on a Thursday night. They'll throw out a drop cloth or an old sheet on their dining room table. They'll all bring their crate with them, open them up. They send me pictures and videos, and they all follow along with me in the live workshop or the replay. And they post pictures of what they're doing. They ask me questions. Hey, that didn't work out. Yeah, so it's really great. I love it. It's a rewarding process, so I can reach people that are geographically undesirable, or I'm geographically undesirable for them.
Right. That's beautiful. I love it, and I love it that it's like a book club kind of.
Yes.
But with crafting.
Yes.
Yeah. And then everybody gets together and they, do the whole thing. I think that's amazing. I'm gonna have to do that.
Thank you. Yes, I'll give you one, Louisa. I'll give you one.
Thank you.
You're gonna get a Sunshine and Rainbows kit. That's the one I have, and I've got 4 extra.
Yay! I'm all about Sunshine and Rainbows.
Yes.
Well, I love everything that you're doing, but mostly it's your energy and what you're putting out into the world, and just the joy that you have. And I appreciate all that you're doing, and just keep being you, for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much. I love, this world could be a very cynical, angry, bad place unless you choose your attitude. You work hard, you play hard, you smile, you appreciate people, and you respect one another. We all have our own stories, our own crap going on.
Yep.
And, you don't have to always bring that to the forefront. And where your focus goes, your energy flows. Tony Robbins. And I believe that. And so if you're focusing on the positive and making kind loud, then it will be in your life and everybody else's around you.
I agree. You are absolutely right. And that's what I love about you. You're always dropping nuggets.
Thank you.
Nuggets of wisdom.
Nuggets of wisdom. I need a t-shirt.
You have fun putting those boxes together.
Yeah. Oh gosh, my boxes. I got to go do that. Yes. I'm avoiding. We're 8 minutes late, and you know what? That's fine by me. I like making the boxes, like what's supposed to go in them. I don't like packing them. That's tedious, busy work.
Gotcha. And that's why your best friend is there, and it's going to be fun.
Yes, we're going to laugh. She's hysterical, really hysterical.
You said that y'all have been best friends since y'all were 5, right?
Since we were 5 years old.
That is beautiful. I have a niece who she is 22, and her and her best friend have been friends since they were 4.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah.
There's something. When we had been friends for 20 years, 15 or something, I don't know. She said something to the effect of, I don't think I've ever done anything that long, but her and I are the longest we've ever done anything. You know what I mean?
I do.
It's like there's nothing else other than being a daughter or something like that. But I mean, neither one of us had siblings. So we've even, at that point, we both had siblings when we were 8. So it's the longest we've ever done anything. Is be friends with each other.
And y'all are doing it together. Yep. Still today.
Still today.
That is beautiful. Well, you go have fun with her, packing those boxes and laughing.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
This has been Make Kind Loud, conversations that turn up the volume. Go check out Brookielynn and Brookielynn's Bungalow. Check out her craft crates, all of that. The links will be in the comments below. She is an amazing person, and I appreciate all that you do in the world. And thank you once again for being a guest this week.
My pleasure. I'll see you soon, May 18th at the symposium.
Yes, you will. I'm excited about that. And we will see you guys next week on another episode of Make Kind Loud, conversations that turn up the volume. See you guys. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.